Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Today we're going to take a look at Sword Girls, and this is a free-to-play trading card MMORPG that you play right in your browser. And as you can see, the art style is very provocative and very intriguing to say the least. But let's get started. I'm already logged into the game. Now you start out with kind of some basic structure, choosing your name and choosing kind of the school that you want to pick your first deck from, and we can kind of go in the shop and take a look at a little bit of that, a little bit of the stuff that you choose from. So let's go ahead and go to the decks. So these are not this deluxe, but these are the 4 starter decks that you can actually choose from in the very beginning. I actually went with Vita, and as you can see, each of them have their own little bonuses. So at the start of the turn, enemy follower slots 1, 2, and 3 get a stamina of -1. And stamina is essentially your health. We'll get into that in a minute. And then you can see each of these have their own. Basically, at the start of the turn, random allied crux followers get an attack +1 or +1 to stamina, and then all this different stuff. So all these have different bonuses, and that's the trick behind trading card games, as you know, and many of you who are very interested in trading card games know as well, that it's always about finding the little things and being able to tweak your deck and tweak and have the right cards that are going to do the right damage and things like that. So as you can see, there's a lot of options here. We've got Dungeon, which is essentially your PvE stuff, and then you've got Fight, which is straight up one-on-one battles. Then you got Shop, which is where we just were. Then you got your deck, where you can edit your deck. Then your Lab, where you can do a lot of different things in there. And then the Arena, which is where they have the different tournaments and stuff. And then one of the things I want to show you before we jump into some battles is the game does have quests. You've got Beginner, then you've got Normal, and then you've got Special quests. So we can take and we can look through each of these. So, play 3 fight matches, rank either higher, where did you put that, win 3 dungeon matches, and these are the rewards that you're going to get. And then you've got Special, unlock more quests, finish the quests in other tabs. So we're actually doing some of these beginner quests. So go to the deck and edit and save. So we'll go to our deck. Now here we can go and we can add cards, we can remove cards, all that different stuff. We're going to kind of leave things alone. We're just going to hit save, hit OK, and then we should have completed our quest. We go ahead and hit finish, quest complete, OK. Go to the lab, alchemy, but before we do that, I want to show you guys some of the actual fighting, or not really fighting, well, I guess it's fighting. So we just want to go into the dungeon. We're going to do a quick beginner dungeon. So we're going to jump in here. I've already done a couple of these battles. As you can see, I'm on the 3rd floor. So let's go ahead and explore and see what we find. Now, each of these are obviously against NPC opponents. So I'm kind of running and learning a little bit right now. And it's really good because each of you get these giant boobies in your face. No, you get these different help guides and stuff that kind of runs you through and talks a little bit about what's going on and why you see different things. You can see, let's move on. Followers attack enemy followers of their own choosing. If they survive an attack, they'll always counterattack. So sometimes you'll actually see enemies getting multiple attacks simply because they're counterattacking, or they'll counterattack first, then it'll be their attack. So my turn first. One of the things to pay attention to is you've basically got 30 seconds, and then you've got a size 0 to 10. So you can only have a maximum number of, see this number here, 5, 4, 1, 3, 5. You can only have a maximum number of 10 in the cards that you have out on the playing field in these 1 through 5 slots. And you've got different types of cards. So this card attacks, gets a +1 attack. So we're going to go ahead and use that one. And then we've got some other stuff here. We're going to go ahead and we kind of did this in the wrong order, but we're going to go ahead and use that. Hit ready, and you can see we go to the battle phase. So each of these phases you're going to see a coin flip, and that determines who gets to start that phase. So this time my opponent gets to start that phase. And as you can see, even though they started the phase, she started the phase, it burns through all the spells first and all the enhancements and all that stuff. So because I actually survived her 2 spells and then also was able to take out her attacking card first before it even was able to do any damage to me, I was able to have one of my followers actually do a direct attack on her. So now we've got a 2, we've got the ability, we've got 2 open, but we don't have any 2s right here. So we're just going to have to go with what we've got ready. You can see she's got 2 random allied Dark Lord followers will get a +3 to stamina, and then the first enemy follower or follower in slot 3 in your field gets size, attack, and stamina swapped. So that would work out well for me if that would have happened beforehand, but since I've already done damage, now I'm going to go ahead and see, this character now stole all of my stamina, so I'm going to have to knock it down, but I was able to do a lot of damage. And let's see if we can Nope, took us down. So you see we lost 3 hit points right there to our main. Now these main cards in the middle here, that's actually like you. That's when you run out of health, which is this 24 or 16 for them, that's when you're done. That's when it's game over. So now we're back to where we were before. So we've got a couple of different options here. I'm actually going to use her and her and her. But you can see, I mean, the art style is really well done. Supposedly the game got a bunch of really well-known artists to come in and do all the art for all the different cards. And you can see when you go through the decks, you can see and even in the shop, you can see there's tons of unique art done for all the different cards, which is really, really impressive and really fun to see. All the different things that you can collect and all the things. And when we get into the lab, which we'll get into after this battle, you can see all the things that you can create. There's just loads and loads of cards that you can create, and then you can enhance your cards. There's a lot of things you can do in the game. So if you really are a fan of the trading card genre or the trading card niche as far as these games are concerned, there's definitely a lot there for you to check out. So we've got a total of 9 now, so we can go ahead and bring out the Cook Club students. So there we go. We're going to bring her out. Now down at the bottom, you'll see these 3 numbers. So this is attack, this is defense, and then this is stamina. Stamina, like I said, is basically the health. And you can see right now, this card is going to attack for a lot. So hopefully I'll get the first shot off and be able to take her down really quick, the Scartle Scion Flina. So it is my turn, so I'm going to be able to attack first. Went after that one first, and let's see, so all those got a +1, but their health is still nice and low, but their attack is high, so if they're getting attacks off, then I'm going to take a lot of damage, just like that right there. I took 9 because I have no defense, but she's down. We're going to take this one down right now, hopefully. There we go. See you later, and there went a nice big fat 5 off of, and then another fat 5 off of the Trickster. So we've got 9 again. Do we have a 1? We do, and we go right back to the same structure that we had before. Now you can obviously go into your deck. You saw I was in there earlier, and you can save, go in, adjust your deck, add and remove cards, save these different things the way that you want them to be, the way that you want your deck to structure. As you see, I'm getting a lot of the same cards, but that's just really luck of the draw. There is always a lot of luck that comes into play, especially, I mean, with the coin toss that you're seeing in the beginning. I mean, I very easily could be losing that coin toss all the time, and then my opponent gets a lot of additional attacks and is able to take me down much more quickly than I'm able to even do anything, you know, because if they're attacking you, then you're not getting attacks off. Maybe your cards are destroyed before you even have a chance. So right there, as you can see, Jelena Jens versus Trickster, rank C, rank D, win, turns 5. And now the game also ends if you run out of cards and the opponent is not dead as well. So you have to be wary of that. Now we did get some little components here that will allow us to create other things later on, and then we can also do a premium select, which we do have a bunch of points. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go with this 35. Using a 35 tokens, must buy a silver card first. Okay, we'll buy the silver card first, and then we'll buy the gold card. Get some good cards there. So some good followers. Now we can go right back into another dungeon, but before that, I'm going to go home. I want to show you guys some other things like the lab and stuff like that. So let's get out of here. So you did see the shop, and as you see in the shop, you can buy a few different things in the shop. You can either browse, get different boosters where you can get, you know, an EXP ×2 booster, or you can get episode 6 Vita Academy. You can get all these different things, or you know, there's just a ton of different boosters, which is nice because, you know, whenever you see boosters in a game, it usually tells you that there's mainly a convenience-based environment. It's not usually pay to win, so that's always nice to see. Then you can go into these and buy the starter decks, and then you've also got items which include a bunch of different characters, and as well as reagents. So, but these are a little bit more expensive, so you got 100 tokens, stuff like that. So we can go to our quest. I think we've completed this normal quest. No, I believe it was the special. Maybe the beginner. No, I could have. Oh, here it is. Where did I put that? Win 3 dungeon matches. So I've done that. Let's go ahead and finish, and I get 1 blue coin for that, and then play 3 fight matches. So it was actually, well, I was going to say it was actually smart for me to do that, but that's actually just because it went back to my other daily quest. So we've got the beginner. So go to the lab, go to alchemy, select material, select target, click change. So let's head over to the lobby, and then let's head over to our lab. So I guess to show you guys what that is, and then we go to alchemy. And then we've got, which one do we have the most of? So we've got the most of this one right here. So we're gonna hit change, select the materials. I did. So let's go here and here, change. So now it's always a 4-to-1 exchange rate. So I'm gonna change 4 whites into 1 black ore, performing this, yes. So there you go, you've accumulated 1 black ore. We now got 1 more black ore. We can do that again and go to black, hit change, and you can see this went down by 4, that went up by 1, so now we've got a bunch kind of more balanced level in here. So we're gonna actually do this again, one more time, and we'll get 1 green ore, get it really balanced. So there we go, 26s, 25s, and 29s. Now we can go and we can also do accessories as well. We can change, you know, swords into glasses, into shoes, into whatever we want. I'll show you where that's gonna come into place in a second. So then you've also got rare items, which we don't have any of. So now we can go back to the lab, go to the sci-fi lab. Now with each of these, we can actually take, and there's a huge list. You know, you got 18 pages of different cards that you can actually take and create. So, and you can search by the name, and you can see when you click on one, it'll show you exactly what it takes to go ahead and create this card, the Night Manager. So if I want that, I need to have all of this different stuff to be able to create that. So let's go ahead and see if we can find one that's a little bit easier to create, a few less. The Drum Maid, can we get that to come up? Nope. Education results. El Mundo, that looks pretty complex. I'm trying to find one that's nice and simple. So let's go with an accident. An acolyte. Let's see the accident here. There we go. So we hit get, and because we had all of the required, reagents, then we were able to create that card. So there we go. So, and what does that do? 2 random enemy followers get attack and stamina decreased by the number of allied followers with a maid in the name. So interesting little card, but you can see all of the different potentials here. So we've got 26 pages of potential ones that we can go ahead and create. You know, and some of them take other cards. You're gonna need other cards, and you're gonna be able to sacrifice those other cards to get this card. Now we're not gonna want to do that right now, but a really neat system as far as I'm concerned. Then you can go into the cafe here, and you can see you've got all the transformations, and you've got your different card types down here, and you can go ahead and send these off as a gift. You've got that there, so we're not going to do that right now. Then you've got upgrade your cards. I can show you. This is no cards can be upgraded right now, so I don't have any cards that I can actually upgrade in the gym or in advance. But you can go ahead and bring a card in here, and then you have to actually have tokens, which I'll show you here in a second. So there we go. So what I can do is I can take and I can complete this, and I'm actually going to get some training points. So let's complete that. Train complete, and let's go back to the classroom, and we were already there actually. So we can do normal or advanced, and we can do this one right here. You can see she has 10 of 9,099. So now I can take and use her again, and I can set a certain amount of time, and I can set 24 hours, 12 hours, 1 hour, whatever I want. I did 10 minutes before, maybe 10 minutes again, and then that actually unlocks the advanced classroom. Yep, let's go ahead and use that. So training has begun. So now I'm actually in the advanced. Now I can take and I can do that with these characters, earn training points, and then those training points are able to be used later on. Then we've got our coin swap over here. As you can see, like I said, the lab is really, really intense. So we can take and we can exchange. You can exchange 10 yellow cards for 1 red coin. We don't want to do that. But you can exchange and get coins. Like I earned that. You saw I earned that blue coin. And then as you can see, the coin swap, a valuable coin is red and shiny. You can use this, exchange them for prizes at the coin swap in the lab. So we can go ahead and we can buy her, add a coin to the girl in your collection, and then here's what she costs. So if I want to go ahead and buy this card, it costs this right there. So right now I can't afford her, so I'm going to go ahead and go back. So let's go back to the lab. Now in the campsite, right now I can't actually do this because I don't have any characters that I can actually explore with, but you can actually send your characters out to explore the magical forest or the mine, and then these are the different things that you can actually earn. So it comes in very handy when you want to create a lot of different cards and stuff like that. So then you've got alchemy, which we were already here. You were able to see the transmutation of the different things. And then you've got exchange, where you can exchange cards. and we can go ahead and click on her. Army World Exchange for materials. Now what this is going to do is this will exchange that card if I have extras for actual materials. Now I don't want to do that because I like that card, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. So then you've got your friends tab, and you can actually get friends to help you or help with different things and earn more training tokens and all that good jazz. So let's head back, let's jump into a fight. Let's see if we can get in. Finding an opponent, click enter to open chat. Let's see if it finds me an opponent really quickly, or if I have to wait too long. Hopefully I won't have to wait too long. But for those of you that like the anime style, I mean, definitely you could see a lot of effort was put into the art style of all of the cards. You could see, I mean, with 26 pages of cards, really nice to see all of the attempt and effort that was put into all those cards. The gameplay is rather simple, but there is a lot of strategy that goes into it and goes into structuring exactly which cards you should bring out, which cards you should have in your deck, and which cards you want to kind of hold back and maybe wait for later in the game. This is actually taking too long, so I'm going to exit out of there. But I do want to show you guys some more combat, so we're going to go ahead and just jump back into the dungeon. Let's explore. But you know, with these lobby-based games, it's always one of those things where it can take a little bit longer. And there's our busty guide again, so talking about how the spell cards work. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. Don't forget to like these videos, as we really do appreciate that. And lastly, don't forget to comment and tell us anything we missed or anything you think we should have covered. If you'd like to play or learn more about Sword Girls, you can read our full review at MMODen.com or just click the link in the description. Until next time, thanks for watching.